If you haven't heard about Anchor, it is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. Lawful Stupid just jumped over. First of all, it's free, and we love that. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, wherever you're at, all on the go. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you. There are a lot of other vendors out there, a lot of platforms that they will make sure your podcast gets to. So it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And you can make money from your podcast with zero minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey everybody, welcome to the last installment of character episodes leading into Campaign 3. These have been really fun to record. I'm assuming DeWayne's is going to be last again. He brought it to my attention. It's too late now. It's too late. I'm sorry. I love you. I mean that. But this is going to be fun, I think. So if you want to, what I kind of did, and I didn't do this to Abon, I'm apologizing now. But what I kind of did with Shane's character is kind of tell us a little bit about your character, William Dejehr, and kind of the motivation behind picking this race class.
Why I would choose it. Oh, interesting. Okay. So William Dejehr is a man of refined stature and taste. He spent a lot of his youth traveling to some of the greater cities of your world, which you have told me the name of, and I don't remember off the top of my head.
That's fine.
Sorry?
That's fine. Those will come up later, and you'll remember them then.
Okay, so yeah. Anyways, he's got white hair. It's neatly styled. It's in a classic Caesar cut. He's a very well put together guy that wears a suit and a tie, and his whole thing is rubbing elbows with the finer people in life, right? Why I picked race class combo? So the Kalishtar is how I'm going to pronounce them. They have either human aesthetic, which I like a whole lot. Also, they have the mind link response situation where you can talk to somebody and doesn't take a spell, so that's pretty cool. Message is always super fun. The other thing that I chose the Kalishtar for is because I'm also going to be playing a warlock, and I felt like that fit very well into their whole dream personality demon situation they've got going on. The standard lore is that they have a weird demon thing. It's not demon, that's so a rudimentary way to put it, but they definitely have
supernatural,
a spirit. Yeah, when they dream, they don't dream their own dreams, they actually dream memories of someone else's. So in this case, I've used something in your campaign in place of that. So for William, when he dreams, he will be dreaming. He will be getting memories of his patron,
which I hope that I do well for you. I think it will work out well. Cool, man.
Yeah, I mean those are sprinkled in wherever.
And we'll just go ahead and jump into it. So like on the other episodes, kind of have 4 parts to this, just to really get our heads around who William Dejehr is before we jump into the first actual episode. So what we'll do is episode 1 is a day in a life. I want you to set up a scene for me, something that maybe not a work day, or maybe it is, whatever William enjoys the most. If he's great with work and that's what he thrives on, or just taking a day off, it can be in Haven Bay. Haven Bay is home to a pretty peaceful kingdom. There's a large school here, a college, a lot of students. There's a lot of young people who travel here, a lot of scholars who travel here as well. It's the main hub. There are 2 larger cities on this continent in particular, but Haven Bay is definitely the hot spot for the youths of the world and the educated of the world.
So the first scene that I'm going to bring us into then, because I have the power now, there's a balcony in Haven Bay that William often frequents. It's kind of a little off the beat. You have to have access to this type of nobility. So he has access to this area. Not that he owns it or anything, but it's it's not somewhere like the standard populace can go. And so this balcony kind of like overlooks a lot of Haven Bay, and it's very high up. And he finds himself sitting at a bench on this balcony, and in those times he'll often have conversations with Eshi, who is his patron.
Excellent. So I imagine in this city, it's a clean city too. One of the cleaner cities in this world. It's well maintained a lot of the time. Again, because they want to put on this front of we have the school here. But that's another draw for people as well. And so you perhaps being a successful businessman, is that what you would? Is that kind of what's your role in the world?
No, so he's not a businessman. He's a courtier. And so what his function and what he's been doing for the last 10 years, maybe more, is that he works with different like nobility or courts or kings, depending on the city he's in, right? He's served in, at least 4 or 5 of these major cities for well-to-do families or for governments. And his whole stige is that like he negotiates on behalf of families with other families, or he works with organizations to help laws get passed or trade negotiations to happen. So he's very much in the political scene or the royal family scene, depending on the parts of the world that he's in and what makes sense. Like if there's a monarchy, he's working with that monarchy. If it's more of a democracy, he's inside their system working with them. And he's used that method to explore and learn about the different cultures and the different parts of the world. And that was like his main thing for traveling.
Excellent. Okay, cool. Very good. So that helps. So I think what happens here is this: you're in a penthouse that is set aside for sort of the government officials, some of the nobility, and when you're in town, your stature kind of gives you some of this availability to be in these nice places. And so this particular penthouse, people know is yours when you come into town. It is reserved specifically for you because it's just your place. And so I imagine you are sitting up in the penthouse and you're staring out into this cityscape, very beautiful, but out beyond that, there's a large forest that can be seen. It starts pretty soon after you leave the city, but it goes on as far as the eye can see. And as you're sitting there...
So,
go ahead.
Can I interrupt? Because I have a question.
Yeah.
This place is called Haven Bay.
Yes.
Does it not have a coast?
Yes, but it would be to your back. Unless you want to be the kind of guy who likes a coast.
I was imagining we were looking at the ocean because it was called Haven Bay.
Everybody in your head... pick the hotel up, twist it,
okay, we
set
just pick it up and twist it. Okay, because that's what I imagined, that like it's up on the hilltop away from the coast, right?
Yes.
Because if you're royalty, you don't want to be where floods are happening or where invasions are happening on the front.
All right, so pick up the hotel, turn it, sit down, and now you're looking out into this beautiful ocean. Ships are coming into the docks and leaving. Some are just very small, personal use, but you have like the large brigates. There's a B word for the large ships there. Was not good at campaign too with boats.
Brigadier.
Somebody will type it in the chat soon, I'm sure. But you see those coming in and out. I forget. And then
it could be a freighter.
Could be a freighter.
But I don't think that's what you're looking for.
Anywho, you hear a familiar voice that you love hearing. Speak up. How was your day?
Oh, hello, Eshi. My day was wonderful, really. I put a few of those rambunctious people in their place, and you know how I love that.
Ah, yes. I always like putting the bad guy in his place. So, I hear that we have to travel to Taggart and help them deal with their problems with Valfold in the coming week.
Yes, I'm... To be honest with you, Ashley, I'm not looking forward to it. I don't mind the train rides, but I hate the dreadful cooped-upness of it all. You... Of course you understand exactly what I mean.
Yes, but it's better than the alternative. I mean, at least I can't remember how I got here. It's just I just am, and I'm happy traveling in your form. It's been very good for my soul. If I have one of those.
That's a good question. Do you have a soul, Eshi? I don't think that we've covered that.
We've been over this. I don't remember anything. All I know is you found me at some point. You found where I'm housed, where my form is, and because you've activated it, I became your patron, became part of you. But I don't remember what that is.
When she says that, I'm going to introduce her form. I pull this pen out of my breast pocket, and there's this dark crimson colored fountain pen that she actually is her capsule, I guess. This is her there's a word for it. It's her vessel, rather.
Yes. Yeah, so that is not even if you lost the pen, it wouldn't get rid of the connection that you have. But for whatever reason, this pen just seems to make the connection stronger. You had it on you the day that you wherever she is in the world, and you're a well-traveled man. So the problem is you don't remember where that was. But she seems to have put some power in that and is a part of you.
Well, all the same, we'll see what's going on there, and just like we do everywhere else, we'll put an end to it, one way or the other.
What will you have to drink tonight?
I think brandy tonight.
Blackberry, right?
Of course. Is there a better brandy?
Not that I know of.
Can you drink it?
I taste it when you taste it.
That still weirds me out a little, you know?
I don't make the rules, my friend.
It sure would be nice if you did. We could probably solve some of these vagabonds issues a little bit quicker.
You could just, they could all just be killed, right?
Oh,
Not that I'm just saying we could do that now. We don't have to dream about it. Those bad guys can be.
I'm not for it. I'm not against it either. I mean, you know, it's the implication, really.
People would see. I got it. Rebel rousers. I never liked them. They all deserve to be dead if they're breaking the law, doing bad things. Just my 2 cents.
Justice and the law are perspective things. They're things of perspective. It depends on which side of the coin you're on. For every rebel, there's an empire, and for every empire, there's a rebel.
Yeah, well, for every empire, there's a sheriff in town, and I think that's us.
Well, not really. We're more the guys that go and try to stop the fight, and then if they don't stop, then we crush them with an army.
There it is.
Or someone else. We do our best not to fight ourselves. Come on, Eshi.
Anyways, I think that interesting character, Dregs, we'll be meeting him tomorrow on the trip as well. Perhaps he'll
remind me of him again, other than me hating his name.
He's a shaman who's been required to escort us to be the go-between with the Council of Magi at Valfold.
Yes, that's right. We're going to one of those places.
Grotesque magics. I know we use magic, but their brand of magic is gross.
I just meant they're more tribal and not refined, as it were, not civilized.
They're not blackberry brandy refined. That's true.
Of course not. I'm not even sure we could get it there. That's a good point, Eshi. I'm going to go get another bottle ready for travel.
And so I think you do that. And so you don't really hear much from her the rest of the time. She's not always talking to you. It's kind of just when you, whether it's subconsciously you want to talk to her, she's there kind of when you want that to happen.
Cool. My imaginary friend
So you've gotten packed up, and you are on, and we're going to call it an airship because this is going to be an overseas travel, and there's currently being a railroad that's being constructed under the water, but it is now so you're using an airship to travel. So you get loaded up that day, and the seating here is kind of like rows face each other. So whoever's sitting across from you would be facing them, and so it just so happens that this shaman that is traveling with you is across from you because he needs to be with you when you get to Valfold.
Nice to make your acquaintance, Dregs.
Dregs, yes.
Man of few words, I like it.
Many words need not be said.
I wholeheartedly disagree. It's kind of my entire bag to say a lot of words so people forget what I'm even talking about.
You speak too much for a person who is going to Valfold.
You speak too little, and that's probably why I have to go now.
I'm merely translator.
Thank God for that. I'm truly hoping that you'll be able to keep up.
I'm smarter than you think.
Oh, I'm quite thankful for that, sir. I believe it will make our job much, much easier if you're smarter than I think.
And so this shaman has had on at this point like these red robes with like a golden border along the way and kind of the hood pulled up. And so almost takes that as an insult and pulls the hood off, and you have a red scaled tiefling with ram's horns who
Gods, man, put that hood back on. No one wants to see that.
And he just looks at you scornfully. He too has like a white mohawk in the middle, and then there's like some tribal type tattoos.
You said he too. I don't have a mohawk.
You have white hair.
I do have white hair. I just want to be clear. I don't have a mohawk.
You do now. I'm the DM now.
Oh God! How did you do that?
But he has like these almost like tribalistic tattoos on the shaved parts of his head that are not the mohawk. And so he's just staring at you.
Oh yes, of course. I think I offended you.
Yes.
Which is good.
No.
Isn't it, though? Break you out of your comfort zone, get you talking about your life. You know, I hadn't asked. What you're wearing is, it's weird and looks a real, I said weird and I meant it, but it looks religious. It looks like you're, oh dear. I guess shaman is the right word, but I hate it. Who is it that you obey and bow to?
I work for Valfold. I am a magi.
Are you a shaman or a magi? And who is... You say Valfold like I'm supposed to know and care.
Valfold is the city you are traveling to be the go-between to stop them from fighting with Taggart.
So you work for a city or you work for a man? I really want to know who your boss is.
He's kind of through his teeth. The city of Valfold is controlled by a council of magi, to which I am an emissary, an ambassador for them.
Oh, good. Glad we got that all out of the way.
And he kind of looks like beside you almost. No one's sitting next to you, but he kind of looks like if he's looking at someone. And then he looks back to you and says, "So you have a passenger as well."
So, real quick question. Do I see Eshe sitting there? Like, do I see her when other people don't?
No.
Okay. I look to my left, or to my right. I don't know what you mean.
Of course you do.
He looks around again. Unfortunately, I don't believe I do.
So he gets up and he moves to the seat next to you. I don't know how you react to that, but he's going to sit down next to you. And he says,
"Hi."
"Give me your hands." And he puts out, like, he moves his hands like the sleeves fall back into his scaly hands, and he holds them out.
Do I have to?
Yes.
All right. And I hand him my hands.
And so, as you touch hands, you're kind of taken into like this dream state. It's ecstasy. And then that's it. He tricked you and he robbed you. You're not on an airship, and that's it. You wake up and you're a baby. No.
Why do I have a limp?
You know, you've heard the rap song. So you kind of wake up and you're above what would be the planet. You seem to be observing it from a long distance. And next to you is this strange guy, Dregs, that is with you.
Are we still holding hands?
If you want, it's up to you, bud.
I know I don't, but I didn't know if it was part of the process.
No, so now he's with you and he's hovering above. And you see from different spots on this formed Earth, which is the planet's called Dejehr. I don't know if it'll come up, but anyways, this planet. You see these 4 lights, kind of almost in the cardinal directions, shining brightly into what would be like the universe. Okay, you see red, which is obviously is for your fire. You see blue. You see a gold. And you see a brown or a tannish brown color sticking out of these lights. And the red one seems to be coming up and surrounding you. And he looks at you and says, "As I said, you have someone else with you."
Okay, Ghost of Solstice Future, maybe you're right. But I'm not sure what it is that you care, or why you care about it. That doesn't seem any of y'all's business.
He reaches over and like palm slaps your forehead. And as he does that, this like spiritual entity of a woman like separates from you. And now she's in the same plane, in the spiritual plane, as the both of you. And this is the first time that you've been able to talk to and hear, and maybe even and dream. This is her dreams, but it's always been through her eyes. But this is the first time you're seeing Eshi.
Ooh.
And she has fiery red hair. It goes down the length of her back. She is in pretty plain looking clothing. It almost looks like she is she's a fire genasi, is how I would best describe her, that look. And she's looking at herself and then looks at you, and she looks over at Dregs. He seems very confused.
Oh, well, hey, nice to meet you. Finally.
What happened? How is this possible? And Dreg says, "I am a magi."
And a great magi you seem to be. You've given my friend a form. That's good news.
Your bond is a permanent one until you can find the vessel that carries her physical body.
I'm not sure.
And then he points to a spot that suddenly has popped up, and it's like an inky black light that is shooting up from a place very far away from any of the other lights, not close at all. And he says, "The wars that you are trying to stop between nations means nothing because of that black light in the distance."
It's never good when there's just darkness. And the rest is light, and there's just a pure black spot. Usually that's pretty bad.
This spirit.
You know what that is?
What is it? What do you think it is?
No, I'm asking you. You're the magi here. I'm a negotiator of mortals here, not Whatever the hell this is.
That is the beginning of the end.
Ooh, ominous.
It is what the Council of Magi are seeking to stop. But we have not found a way.
Oh boy, did they get the wrong person.
No, you listen, you youngling.
Oh, not my strong suit.
It can be stopped, but only until you release all 4 of the Guardians. It seems you have one with you now.
Essie, you're a Guardian?
I don't know. I remember being knocked out. I was in a fight, and then I woke up, and I'm trapped inside of you. It's all very strange to me.
This whole time you've been guarding something. What is it? What is your treasure, Essie?
I don't know. I've been happy just traveling the world and stopping nations from destroying themselves and bringing justice those who would cause harm to others. I haven't thought about myself at all.
Dregs, what is it that she got? And why can't she remember anything if you are the knower of all things spiritual?
You ask that, and he snaps his fingers, and then you both are back on this airship, and it's starting to descend now into Valfold. To everyone around you, you appeared both to kind of be asleep. You weren't holding hands anymore. You appeared to just kind of both have fallen asleep almost. And so he wakes up and he says, perhaps we can talk more later.
Yes, no, yes, maybe. This was weird on a lot of levels, but I also can't ignore it. All right, well, I suppose we move on with our day. And he, dusts his hands off.
And so you guys exit into Valfold. Valfold is also a beautiful city. And so what we'll transition into is you've kind of found a place you're staying. It's not as nice as when you were in Haven Bay. But Dreg's room is right next to yours. And so he later in that night comes over. I'm trying to make this as least sexual as possible based on the comments we're getting right now.
No one's home.
He knocks on your door.
Go away.
It is time we talked.
I open the door. Come in. Hurry.
So he comes in and he kind of just finds a place to sit down immediately, and he says, "You sit."
First of all,
listen.
We need to work on your manners.
Stop. This is important.
You're okay.
I didn't know until today that you are very important.
Oh, really? I could have told you that a long...
My target was not you, but I have been given orders. I work for an organization that seeks to destroy the darkness, find the darkness that I showed you earlier, and remove it from this earth. It should not be here. There are many things on this earth that do not belong in this time that that threaten our very existence. In my organization, our job is to find those things and remove those threats, whether it be people or items or locations. You have been watched by my organization. Your skills, your attributes are those that are desired. I was not the agent who was supposed to speak to you, but the situation has become dire. You are very special because of your connection to the Guardians. I don't have time to explain them to you, but it seems you have been chosen specifically to help unlock whatever it is they are trapped in, or free them from whatever prison they are in. And whether you like it or not, it's your duty.
Well, there's a lot to unpack there. A few things. One, yes, I'm important. I'm glad you're catching on. I need to know more about your organization. Also, I do find it rather interesting that you have time to come into my room in the middle of the night, but not explain this Guardian business to me. I feel like you're being very picky and choosy about what you want me to see behind the kimono.
I will tell you this. If you are interested in finding more about your Guardian, what name did they tell you?
Her name is Eshi.
If you want to know more about your Guardian, Eshi, my organization is the only one that has information about it. Because it's a centuries old creation times story. And if you want to seek answers, you have to go through them. Thing is, we also need you. You can speak.
Oh, is that an order?
It is your time.
I'm sorry. I just have to know, was that an order?
To join us or to speak?
To speak.
If I'm confused by your tactics.
Excellent. Now we're on even footing. Eshi, what do you think about all of this?
I would like to know. I'm not gonna lie. But it's your decision, because ultimately you're the host.
Yeah, I suppose that's true, but you and I have formed much more of a partnership here, and this is about your life after all, and some of me is tied to you, and you is tied to me, and so it sounds like you want to know more about being a Guardian.
I can tell you that when we were hovering in that space, that blackness, that darkness, did not feel good to me.
Those are some good instincts, yeah.
I know, for the first time in I don't know how long, I felt a tinge of pain from it.
Oh, good point. We run away as far as possible.
I don't think that's the answer, friend.
Fine. We'll go check it out. But I'm telling you, if this is another time like not the time, I suppose. Dregs, was it?
You have called me Dreg so many times. Why do you keep asking? I cannot stand
I'm really just hoping you're going to say a better name. But you just keep coming back with the same one. I suppose it's not important. What is the name of the organization that you work for?
We're called the Knights of the Night God. KNG for short. I'm sorry, because I know you didn't make it up. You didn't create this. But you're the Knights of the Night God, and it's important that I know, are you Knights of the Night God, or are you Knight of the Night God? The first one.
Who the fuck came up with this name?
Our leader, Devin Davenport.
He sounds respectable, actually. Mainly because he just has a lot of control over what happens to me. It seems like I should respect that. Okay. And you chase down these artifacts, these things, and we're fighting this darkness. Yes?
That is a pretty good assumption.
And if Eshi and I, we help you, you'll help Eshi find her body and become whole?
I think that Eshi must find her body in order to preserve the livelihood, the existence.
Sure. But why? Why? You say she's a guardian, you say she's super important.
You have till the morning to decide.
Oh, come off it. Don't be so standoffish. After all, you come in my room in the middle of the night. We'll do it. It's fine. It's what she wants.
Well, good. The director will be happy. Here's the deal.
I'm sorry. Can I just get that director's name? I want to write that down.
Well, assuming that you're going to join, his name is Director Housen. If you decided to not join, and for whatever reason, we would just wipe your memory, so I feel okay telling you that. Director Housen.
First of all, very much buried the lead that you could have wiped my memory. Boss, go back. When did we meet? We met 2 days ago? Just start there. And then when I ask you what your name is, pick a better one.
Can't wait to work with you.
Oh, great. Same.
I'm gonna get out of here. The thing about this is...
You're so sweet.
Once you join us, you are dead to everyone you know.
Oh, great.
I will give you 1 week to tie up any loose ends, say goodbye to anyone you know or care about, which doesn't probably seem like anyone, and then I will meet you in Haven Bay, in the same place where you often sit and talk to Eshi and look at the ocean, and we'll be good.
Okay, I can't stress enough, it's really weird that you know my habits with Eshi. We're gonna talk about that.
I hope not.
Feels weird.
He slaps your forehead and you go to sleep. And he gets out of there. You wake up like 3 minutes later. It's not long. I don't know if you want to have a conversation with Eshi at all with that, because we're going to move into our last phase, if otherwise.
No, let's move into our last phase.
So last phase is, so you've gotten the warning you need to make some changes. And so I imagine if you're going back, because you said you're posted mainly in Haven Bay, so you're going to jump on an airship that goes back to Haven Bay. It's a couple days trip, and you get there. And what do you do?
So 100% I go talk to my boss man, Leon Rosewood.
All right. What is he? You're going to tell me what he's like, and I'm going to formulate a voice based on that.
Yeah, so Leon Rosewood is an elven master at arms for the Rosewood family. Leon actually heard of William's abilities and tactics, was what we'll call them, is what Leon would call them, because he's more of a military man. And he decided that William would be a great fit for handling what Leon hates the most, which is all the nobles. Leon simply wants to do his job before he rises to the top of the family. So William is going to go and tie up loose ends. Okay.
And so you walk into his office, wherever he may be posted up, or his chambers. I don't know what you want to do. So maybe just like a
office. 100% not going to his chambers.
This has been a very sexual
episode. I see what you're doing there. I'm not interested.
I'm sorry.
It's your fault.
I'm not trying to.
Leon, can I come in?
Oh yeah, come in. Don't even worry about what's up. How are things going?
No, wonderful. I spoke to the Magi. Weird dudes. Just gonna be honest.
They all are. I never did feel comfortable around them.
Yeah, no, thanks for sending me.
You're my best.
But I get it. I do have some awful news.
Great. I love awful news.
Yeah, I know it's your favorite. I'm going to have to resign.
And he looks... You flew all the way back here to tell a terrible joke?
No, a terrible joke would involve pink ping pong balls and trash cans.
I'm interested. It sounds very funny. Go on.
We don't have the time.
Got it.
But yes, I'm resigning. Listen, this is going to sound really suspicious, but I just need you to, I need you to take it at face value and don't dig into it to worry about it. I'm gonna be gone soon. So I can't do my job, and I just wanted to make sure I didn't put you in a bad spot.
I have plenty of field agents. I'm going to ask you one question, and then based on that answer, I won't have any more questions for you. I trust you. I feel like you know what you're doing.
That makes one of us. Great.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. And he puts out his hand to shake your hand?
Yeah, and so I shake his hand with like the forearm shake because I know his type of people.
Racist. He says,
militarist, but yeah.
I will see you later.
Hopefully not. Just the place I'm going doesn't seem like a place you want to be.
Well, if you ever need a job or find yourself in dire straits, please reach out.
Of course, Leon. There's just a matter of my penthouse. There's going to be a lot less brandy there than when I moved in.
Understood. And actually, there might be a lot more when you get there. We'll go whenever I get.
I'm going to head there shortly. Then I need to pack my things. I will buy clothes when I get there.
Well, whatever you're doing, it's got to be something good. So good luck.
Thanks. I will probably need it. I'm going to go back to the penthouse and get all the bottles, and I have something to say to Eshy now.
All right, and so you're on your way, and I think the last thing we're going to run into, the last little thing, is you're packing.
Yep.
And
so normal people pack clothes, okay?
You pack
normal
brandy.
people pack like a lots of clothes. I pack my suit and my other suit. I leave the rest of my clothes there. I'm packing all of this blackberry brandy, like as much as I can fit in a single like travel bag. So I've got like at least 4 or 5 bottles. I've now determined.
It's been a couple days. You've kind of been just kind of lounging around, waiting for the time, and you get a knock at the door.
Oh, yes, come in. Drinking brandy, this blackberry brandy,
and in walks Dregs with
oh,
and he just holds up this thing with this red light on it, and a white light flashes. And that's the last thing you see, and that's where we'll end the episode. I love
you, motherfucker. I had one more fucking. I was gonna let you say who walks in before I harassed him, but that's okay.
I think it's perfect for. He's just tired of hearing it. Mission accomplished. Cow.
Actually, I feel like the last scene after he flashes me is, "What's your name?"
Kind of hell are you putting this guy in? Hey everybody, thanks for listening to our third and final character episode before we jump into tomorrow's C3 release. I've had a lot of fun with these. DeWayne, I don't know if you have anything else you want to say before we sign off.
Come and join our Discord.
We'll be waiting for you.
Bye.